Hi everyone, Monica Pugnani again. I hope you've been staying away from FDA. FDA is fear, doubt, and anxiety. I just hope you've been staying away from it. Last time I did talk about how to stay away from fear and doubt, and I forgot to cover a little bit about anxiety. Um, Anxiety basically is, how we're always like very eager. Oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And a lot of times we just, when we sow a seed, we start digging and get impatient for the plant, the fruit, or the fruit of the seed. So it's more like we're always just eager what's going to happen next. You need to take it easy. One best way of staying away from anxiety is actually try to live in the now. A lot of times we're either living in the past or living in the future, thinking about, oh, this is what I have to do next. I remember talking to somebody I play pickleball with, and she was like, I told her, I said, we're not really living in the now. And she said, that's so true, because she says, I got here, I was like, before coming here itself, I got out of my car and I'm thinking, oh, I got to do this right after that. And even while she's playing, she's thinking about what she's going to do next. And we're always living by the clock. You got to slow down a little bit. And that's the best way of getting rid of anxiety is you live in the now, be in the moment, and enjoy it. Um, Me and my husband, when we were going to Florida, it was like a 12-hour drive. And what we did was we played this game actually. We said, okay, this is gonna be a beautiful drive, and it's just the two of us in this car, in the box car. Um, and I said, well, we're not gonna talk about the past, and we will not talk about the future. We'll try to stay in the now and just enjoy the now. And trust me, it was very difficult. It was very, very, very difficult. So that's one way of trying to get rid of anxiety. And the more we practice it, it is coming to a point where it's like, you know what? It is so much better when we're just not worried about, it's like just the example of the seed. Everybody plants vegetable gardens during this time of the year. So what do? You buy a seed, you water it, you let the sun get to it, let the air get to it, just water it, and just be patient. You have to be patient. You do what you have to do best, and just put out your best and just let it be, and that's the best way. Just leave it to God. We create our own virtual realities, but you do the best you can, and then let the universe manifest it for you. So that's about the FDA. So please, please, please stay away from FDA, which is fear, doubt, and anxiety. You get out of fear by faith. You get out of doubt with trust, with love. Just like when you're in love, everything is beautiful, everybody's nice, the world itself is gorgeous. So just live out of love. And anxiety is just be in the now. Just do your best and just hope for the best. Now, also I left you with uh, the in the box. If you remember, we were talking about in the box, which is how we force everybody to just be in the box. That this is how it's done. Especially with our children, it's like our children, our grandchildren, we're always like version 2.0, version 3.0 of the same app that was written from our grandparents, great grandparents. So that's one thing I'm talking about in the box is it's like we're in the school system itself is not really doing a very good job when it comes to the uniqueness of people, just like the woods in the backyard. I mean, look at it, every single tree is unique. uh, they're not identical, they're all unique, and that's the same thing with people. Each one of us is an individual who is unique in their own ways, but we're just trying to just put everybody in the same box, and no, this is it. And the school system I remember Pink Floyd in their song Another Brick in the Wall, and that's exactly what the school system is doing. You know, we're just stamping every kid and just making them another brick in the wall, another brick in the wall. And from the wall comes to that whole box in the box thing. Remember, we build walls around us all the time to protect us. But actually, if you look at it if you're looking at it from outside, you would probably think that that person is imprisoning themselves in that wall that they build around them. So the same wall that we build up to protect us is actually imprisoning us too. So live with an open heart, for God's sake. Have faith and live with an open heart. And that whole Pink Floyd thing, like I said, another brick in the wall, or you can say, you know, assembly line with Ford, just stamp it. Everybody's got to be same, identical, and there's so much competition in schools, and I mean, it's just like, you know, the kids. It's like I know so many people whose kids were just labeled and judged as being autistic, or oh, there's something wrong with your kid because the kid can't keep up because they're slower than the other kids. It's like you gotta compete, just be the same. You can't, because everybody's unique. And actually the slower ones are actually more creative, because the creative mind, the conscious mind, is much slower than the subconscious or the monkey brain, or the, you know, the subconscious mind is the monkey brain, and it's just fast, fast, fast. You don't even put a thought behind what you do. And the creative is actually the conscious mind, the slower pace, and those are the kids that are being blamed to be autistic or ADD, ADHD. We just start judging people, judging kids. We just start putting labels on them, and I think it's totally wrong. I mean, it's since the child is born, we're pretty much like, you know, just forcing them to be in the box, forcing them to compete with others, forcing them to, you know, just be better than the other. It's like you're just creating, we're just creating jealousy and hatred and egotism with the kids, with this whole system. I mean, it's like you're better off doing teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. Now, I know some people might not agree with me, but that's so true. I mean, I still remember when I was growing up in India. We have like 10th class. We have board exams back then, and I was really good with mathematics. And I remember we were at this center where I was giving my examination for mathematics, and I had this girl right behind me who was crying and sobbing because she knew she was going to fail. And I knew her because I knew she had a stepmom, and, you know, she would go through hell after that. But besides the point, I knew I was going to pass. I knew I had passing marks, and all I did was I let her cheat on my paper so that we can both, you know, uh, both pass, and, you know, we're all happy together. I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but and then I went back home, and my tutor, my mathematics tutor, was like, "Oh, so did you get everything right? Are you gonna be like the topmost person in the entire India for your mathematics exam?" And I said, "No." I said, "This is what I did," and he was pretty mad. He was like, "Man, why did you do that? You should have just taken care of your paper. You would have got a distinction. You would have been a topper in the entire India. You would have got a gold medal." But you know what? Till today, it gives me joy that I actually helped her. It really does give me joy that I actually helped her. Now, does it matter now if I got the gold medal, or, I mean, I'm telling you, it just gives me that joy. So do what your heart tells you. Don't just listen to people. I mean, go with your gut feeling, because gut feelings are usually the right way to go because it's coming from your heart. Um, and like I said about the school system, I mean, it's like, you know, they just try to tell you you're all alone. You're all alone. You got to compete, compete, compete. Back in India, it's like so much stress. Compete, 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 because there's so much competition. Well, who's creating it? We are. We are the ones who are creating all that competition. If we just told our children, you know what, we are all one. Actually, alone is ALONE, and it actually is all one. We are all one. If we just work together as one, and we all will achieve a lot more, because we have to understand we're all unique in our own ways. We don't want to just be in the box. And then, of course, the news media is another thing. They're like, oh, there's shortage of jobs, there's shortage of this, there's shortage of money, shortage, bad economy. It's always like creating that fear that there is scarcity of everything, and then everybody thinks, oh, I gotta go and get this job and not let somebody else do this. I gotta make money, I gotta pay my bills. You know what? Trust me, guys, there's abundance out there. There is abundance of everything for every single one of us. So stop listening to people who say, oh, there's scarcity of jobs, there's scarcity of money, there's scarcity of food, there's scarcity of everything. There is no scarcity of anything. There's abundance of everything. All we got to do is live together as one, because we are all one. So I will leave you at this, that you think about abundance versus scarcity, and you will realize that we really do have abundance of everything. We need all this is just done for commercial purposes. It's just commercial purposes, trying to tell you that, you know just compete. So anyway, I'll leave you at that, and I will see you again when I have something to say. You have a beautiful day, and remember, you're going to stay away from FDA, fear, doubt, and anxiety, and try to keep your children out of the box. Let them be creative, not destructive. Now, you have to show some tough love. You have to discipline them, but please let them be creative. If they're slow at something, let them be creative, because slower is actually conscious, which is actually creative. So I will see you again. Bye bye.